Hello everyone, Angela here with Turo Family Chiropractic and your weekly PSA or Piece of Salutogenic Advice. So continuing to come at you this month with Team Turo's personal tips and tricks, the things that we do and implement in our life to keep ourselves healthy. And today I really want to spend some time talking about diet disasters and this idea of getting stuck in the mindset that you have to follow a specific type of diet to be healthy, and that there is one particular diet that's going to work for everybody. And since we are getting personal this month, I just wanted to take this opportunity, this particular PSA, to share a little bit about my personal experience, my personal struggle, because, just like a lot of people out there, a lot of the clients that I work with, I've personally struggled with my weight throughout my life. And it really, it started early on. So before I had a lot of, understanding as to what was affecting my weight, what was affecting my body. And throughout the years, I've really struggled at times with maintaining my weight or unexplained weight gain. And it's really come down, to learning to listen to my body and learning to know what works for me, what works for my lifestyle, what works for my activity levels. And that has come with a combination of, I'm very fortunate that I have several degrees in health. I've learned so much through my degrees that I've been able to apply to my own life. Actually, when I started my master's degree a few years ago, that was the first time that things really started to kind of click for me. And I stopped seeing food as this thing that I had to feel guilty about. I had always had a very unhealthy relationship with food. I would eat the things that I wanted to eat, and then I would feel guilty, and then I would put myself on really deprivation style diets, extreme exercise to get my weight to a point that I felt that it needed to be. And, being in certain sports made it, put a certain level of expectation to look a certain way, to be a certain body type. So there were a lot of external and internal pressures on me to really kind of fight against what my body wanted to do. And like I said, I had developed this really bad relationship with food. And it wasn't until I took a class in my master's program that was a nutrition planning course. It was nutritional planning for athletes. And I learned how to put together a meal plan to fuel an athlete to get through their training and get through their competition. And that was really the first time in my life that I started to see food as a true necessity, as something that fuels you, energizes you, gives you life. And it really changed my mindset. I was able to apply what I learned in that class to my own life. I was able to clean up my diet. I was able to eliminate some things that I didn't know were bad, just from the general understanding, things that I thought were good for me. I was able to eliminate them. I was able to add in things that I was missing. I was able to better understand how I needed to eat to fuel the level of exercise that I was doing at the time. And without actually trying, I started losing a significant amount of weight, and I finally started to kind of tone up and see the results of the time and effort that I'd been putting in at the gym for years. And I finally felt like my weight and my body were starting to reflect the actual lifestyle that I was living. And that just really goes to show how important it is to listen to your body. Your weight is a reflection of your lifestyle. So when your weight goes up, there is something going on, whether it is a misbalance with what you're eating, how often you're eating, whether there's something hormonal going on. There is always an explanation for it. We might not always know what that explanation is, but there is a reason that your weight is going up. Where you gain weight can indicate if it's a food issue or a hormonal issue. If it's an all over weight gain versus very centralized to the stomach, or if it's more inflamed, if it feels more like water weight. All of these things can be an indication of, is there something specific that you're eating that's inflaming your gut? Is it not the right type of activity? Is there something hormonal going on? And our bodies are really good at pointing us to when something's wrong. We all know this. When you eat something that, like say you eat something that's spoiled, your you're going to throw it up. That's your body's way of telling you, no, this is not good for you. I want it out of my system. And our body tells us this all the time with the things that we eat. I hear from people all the time, oh yeah, I drank too much this weekend, or I ate too much sugar, or I ate too much fast food, and now I just don't feel good. And so we know this. We know the things that make us feel good. We know the things that make us feel run down and groggy and give us that brain fog. We can feel that difference from the things that we eat. So whenever you're trying to find that secret magic diet that's going to allow you to eat whatever you want, whenever you want, unfortunately, it doesn't exist. I mean, you might be one of those people that doesn't necessarily gain weight, but you're going to feel it in other ways when you're not eating a true, healthy, natural, clean diet. And it's not to say that you can never have those things. Life is meant to be enjoyed. There's going to be occasions to celebrate and feast and, have those occasional treats. But you really want to make sure on a day-to-day basis that if something is making you feel inflamed, groggy, slow, fatigued, making you feel sluggish at the gym or at work, you want to make sure that you're not including those things in your diet, even if you know somebody that eats that stuff all the time and they feel great. Because again, everybody is different. So learn what works for you. Learn the type of breakfast that's going to start your day off right and make you feel energized. Learn the type of stuff that you should or should not eat later in the day because it's going to leave you feeling more fatigued the next day. Learn the eating window that works for you. Play around with different eating windows. Some people do better eating earlier in the day and stopping earlier in the day. Some do better not eating till lunchtime and having a little bit later eating window. Learn what works for you because it's not the same for everyone. It might even change throughout your life. And that's okay. Sometimes you can do things over and over and then, all of a sudden things start to change for whatever reason. Again, could be a change in your stress levels or hormones or, who knows, just your activity levels. All kinds of things can affect that. But make sure that you're listening to your body, because if you're doing something over and over and over again and you're not getting the results that you want, we all know what the definition of insanity is. And unfortunately, we often fall into these insane mindsets when it comes to diets because somebody somewhere did this diet and it worked for them, and so it's got to work for us. And we just get in that very narrow mindset of, well, if I just keep doing it, I'm going to get the results that I want. But when it comes down to it, when you make the switch to a good, healthy diet for you, you should feel it almost instantly. Maybe not the number on the scale, but you should feel less bloated. You should feel less inflamed. You should feel more energized, less brain fog, less joint pain, less, if you have skin issues, less flare-ups of skin issues. You should feel all of these things pretty instantly, like in the first couple days to weeks of starting on a clean eating diet plan, if you have truly got the right things in there and got the wrong things out. So if you've been doing something for weeks or months and you feel no different, then it's really time to reconsider and to see if that truly is the right fit for you, and to maybe take a look and find a different approach that's going to get you the results that you want, the energy that you want, the slimming down of the body that you want, those results that you want. You want to make sure that you're eating and fueling yourself the right way to be able to achieve that. So that is your weekly PSA. If any of that resonates with you and you have any questions, concerns, where to start, please meet with me. This is the kind of stuff I love working with my clients because everyone is so different, and everybody wants that magic solution. They want me to tell them what to do, but that's not how it works, because that's not going to be what's successful for you long term. What works for me on a daily basis might not work for you, or it may, and I'm always happy to share that. So it's really about together talking about what's worked in the past, what you're trying to achieve, where you are now, and together figuring out what's going to be successful and sustainable for you in the long term. So please always feel free to reach out. You can message me on Facebook or reach me through the website. And as always, any questions or comments, feel free to drop them here or send them to me directly. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Keep following us in Facebook all month long for more of our personal tips, tricks, and testimonials else. And as always, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you the same time next week. Have a wonderful day.